Spanish Town lit up like a Christmas tree over the weekend as people protest the killing of three of their dons. Paula Llewellyn is still the DPP and 132 road deaths recorded already this year. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Starting in Gaza, civil defense agencies said on Saturday an overnight Israeli strike killed 9 members of a Palestinian family, including 6 children in the southern city of Rafah. 5 children aged 1 to 7 and a 16-year-old girl were among the dead, along with 2 women and a man, according to the city's Al-Nazir hospital. Outside the hospital, an AFP journalist saw people grieving over small body bags. A woman stroked a dead boy's forehead as planes rumbled overhead. It is said that people were sleeping peacefully, said neighbor Abu Mohammed Ziyada, when the Israeli rocket hit them. So far, more than 34,000 Palestinians have been killed, which includes 24,000 women and children. Over in Jamaica, the majority of the island's circuit courts ceased operation on Friday as a result of the Constitutional Court's deciding to extend the tenure of Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn. On Friday morning, however, the court ruled that a constitutional change enacted by Parliament in July of last year, which granted her a second term as DPP, was unlawful and unconstitutional. It is reported that prosecutors advised the presiding judges that they could not continue presenting the cases due to the uncertainties surrounding Ms. Llewellyn's stay as head prosecutor. The prosecutors who act on behalf of the DPP were not certain they could continue, with her status now in limbo. But the government had insisted that the amendments which facilitate an increase in the retirement age of the DPP from 60 to 65 were not in breach of the Constitution. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck on Friday declared that the government will be appealing the ruling. And there is no word yet whether Ms. Llewellyn will continue as the island's chief prosecutor despite the government's notice to appeal. There have been calls for her to step aside following Friday's ruling, and please note, forget the rumors and the false report from all the uninformed bloggers. Paula Llewellyn is still the DPP. Anyway, last week it was 111, it is now 132 now. Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucien Jones, said the number of deaths on Jamaica's roads has surpassed the figure for the same period last year. Dr. Jones said up to Friday morning there was 132 road fatalities compared with 130 in 2023. He said this is a significant change from the optimistic start of 20% below last year's figure. Last year, Jamaica had recorded 425 road fatalities and was expected to be less this year. And the main story for the day is that Spanish Town lit up like a Christmas tree over the weekend as people protest the killing of three of their dons. A suspected gang leader who reportedly led the top bank factions of the remnants of the Wandan faction of the Klansman gang, he was shot and killed by members of the St. Catherine North Police Division on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Sheldon Walters, otherwise known as Termite. Walters was reportedly shot dead in the Top Banks community of Spanish Town in St. Catherine. Termite was considered to be the de facto leader of the Wandan gang after the incarceration of leader Andre Blackman Bryan. Last year, Bryan was sentenced to 39.5 years in prison for various crimes related to the criminal organization. As a result of the shooting, fiery protests broke out in Spanish Town of the alleged gangster by the police in Top Banks. The situation caused chaos in the town center and disrupted public transport. Several thoroughfares, including Marchpen Road, Birch Road, and the Spanish Town bypass, were blocked with debris, some of which were set on fire. The Jamaica Fire Brigade was escorted to the location by the police, only for the debris to quickly lit again. The bus terminus and taxi park were also blocked off with debris, preventing access to transport operators and commuters. The police said that Termite of Dover District in Kitson Town was killed during a confrontation. 2 others were fatally shot by the police Friday evening in Spanish Town as well, making 3 in just a few hours. The other dead man has been identified as another Spanish Town Don, Charles McDonald, otherwise called Chups, of Jones Avenue in Shelter Rock. And it's reported that about 2 p.m., the police team went on an operation in Shelter Rock in Spanish Town and encountered McDonald, who engaged them in a shootout. And during the exchange of gunfire, McDonald was hit. He was later pronounced dead at Spanish Town Hospital. The police said that they seized a handgun in that incident. The other accused is 37-year-old Joseph Campbell. A 9mm pistol was reportedly recovered. And Indicom said its activities will include a risk assessment of each area due to detention and roadblocks within the parish to ensure the safety of its response team. A 14-year-old student of the Irving High School in St. James has been taken into custody and is now facing a charge of murder following Thursday's stabbing incident at the institution, which left a 15-year-old student dead. Superintendent Aaron Samuels, head of the St. James Police, said that the suspect was handed over to the police on Friday morning by his parents, and he's to be questioned and charged with the murder of Ranuel Plummer, a student of Point District in the parish. It's reported that Ranuel and the 14-year-old boy had an altercation at school. At about 3 p.m., Raniel was approached by the same student along with a group of boys who attacked him outside the school gate. And during the altercation, a knife was used to stab Raniel in the chest, and he died while being treated in hospital. Police and gunmen engaged in another shootout Thursday afternoon at the Mystic Plaza on Hagley Park Road, St. Andrew, stopping what authorities believed to be was a robbery plan beginning to unfold. And it is reported that about 2:15 p.m. the police were alerted to a suspicious blue Honda Stream motor vehicle with 3 men aboard at the Mystic Plaza. As the police arrived on the scene and approached the vehicle, the gunmen exited the car and started shooting at the police, who returned fire. The men reportedly ran, eluding the police, and in the pursuit a firearm was subsequently seized in a nearby vicinity. And none of the police were injured. However, it is unclear whether any of the gunmen were shot. On to NBA, the Miami Heat were without Jimmy Butler for Game 1 in their Eastern Conference playoff matchup with the Boston Celtics, and boy did it show. Jason Tatum and the Celtics absolutely clobbered the Heat on Sunday, 114-94, as the top seed in the Eastern Conference took the first step towards exorcising its playoff demons against Miami. And every time these two teams meet in the playoff, the Heat comes out ahead, but then they had Butler. But not this time, and he won't be back. Therefore, I expect it's going to be a clean sweep 4-0. On to football, 3 of Jamaica's reggae boys playing in the Premier League in England scored goals over the weekend. Jamaican winger Leon Bailey scored one and assisted another as Aston Villa tightened their grip on Champions League football next season with a 3-1 win over Bournemouth on Sunday. Centre-back Ethan Pinnock, he got on the score sheet as Brentford crushed Luton Town 5-1. The 36-year-old Jamaican, who played the last of his 24 internationals for Jamaica 8 years ago, struck twice in the 15th minute and the 75th minute as the visitors trash-relegated Carlisle 3-1. While in the Championship League, Jamal Lowe was on target for Swansea City as they cruised to a 4-0 hammering of Huddersfield Town. And I hope that they can represent and score for Jamaica when the time comes around for the World Cup qualifier. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.